won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. A highly conservative forecast. This is going to blow your mind. Tokenization potential of $68 trillion by 2030. Alrighty, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As you all saw from that intro, I have some very interesting documents, some PDFs, and some fundamentals to share with you all today, discussing the future of blockchain and how we are fastly approaching this digital transformation. Not only when it comes to the banking industry, but all industries are going to be affected to the disruption that blockchain technology is going to cause. If you enjoy deep rabbit hole dives like this, make sure that you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So let's jump in. What brought me and led me to all of this research, I was sifting through the Twitter space and came across this very interesting tweet. It says, one day gas stations will become as nostalgic as payphones. Very interesting. We come down here to the bottom of this, and underneath of the tweet, Elon Musk tweeted bank branches and ATMs too. So that got me to reading this article over here from the Daily Huddle. It says, Circle Chief Strategy Officer says, inevitable crypto remains protagonist of global financial world. Dante, who is also Circle's global policy head, says that the adoption of crypto technology is unavoidable in the same way that the computer revolution forced enterprises to incorporate information and communication technologies into their operations. According to Dante, crypto continues to have a major role in the financial industry. According to Dante, the future will be shaped by the countries that create crypto regulations and policies that promote responsible competition. Per the Circle's chief strategy officer, 2022 could have been a watershed moment for crypto technology, just as the early 2000s were for the internet startups. He said, and I quote, just as it took the dot-com bubble bursting in the early 2000s to hand over the future of the internet to a more durable company business model and use cases, perhaps 2022 marked a handover for crypto technology and blockchain infrastructures to steadier hands. So who are these steadier hands? I'm going to show you all that in the documents today. So we're going to start with this PDF right here. Okay, and we're going to get into the securities and the tokenization of all assets. So this is from Citibank, and this is going to play an important key role. Okay, remember Citibank because they are an indirect partner of Ripple. Security Services Evolution 2022, the disruption and transformation in financial market infrastructures. That's what this PDF is labeled, so that definitely caught my eye. When we come down here, and just to read a couple of key highlights from this PDF, it says, at the same time, market participants, and just keep in mind that fundamental that I just read to you from the Daily Huddle before we get into this, that crypto is going to play an important role in the future, right? At the same time, market participants increasingly believe that shorter settlement cycles are the forthcoming reality, with 51% versus 44% last year now thinking that T+1 settlement will be the prevailing equity settlement in cycle by 2026. So there's an important key date. And then it also mentions atomic settlement over the same time frame, whom we know Ripple has successfully accomplished. Okay, T+1 and atomic settlement, right? So scrolling down here, some other key highlights. It says, nevertheless, there remains a dichotomy between market participants and FMIs on the subject of distributed ledger technology. More than a fifth of formers see it as a core to a successful transition to T+1, T+0, and a quarter of them expect distributed ledger-based technology infrastructures to cut post-trade processing costs by 31 to 50%. In previous documents, I've shown you all how Ripple has successfully improved costs by cutting them to over 33 to 60%. Very interesting to say the least. We scroll down here to another piece of this document. And it says, the rapid rise in digital asset activity has been accompanied by an equally rapid rise in institutional investor interest. A recent survey of traditional hedge funds by PwC revealed a near doubling in the percentage of funds investing in digital assets to 41%, while an international study by Grayscale Investments found that 71% of professional investors believe that institutions will hold 60% of digital assets within 7 years, compared to today with just 3%. So within 7 years, they're expecting this 3% to shift to over 41%. That is an insane increase. Again, take the dates into consideration. They're mentioning 7 years in this Citibank PDF. So how does this all tie into Ripple? We're going to get into that in just 1 second. It talks about, again, immediate atomic settlement. 31% of market participants see atomic settlement as achieved by 2026 and 48% as achievable by 2030. When we come down here, last 2 pieces of this article. Recent events have continued to underline the role technology played in the digital transformation of settlement processes. On the infrastructure of regulatory side, ESMA opened a call for evidence on the EU's distributed ledger technology pilot regime at the start of 2022, which was followed in June 2022 by the EU's formal adoption of the regime, with the full implementation set for March 2023. Here's another specific key date, so I highlighted that for you all to mark off on your calendars, right? When we come down here, last but not least, how is this all integrated with Ripple? We already know why I'm pulling the Citibank PDF up to you all, because we know that they are an indirect partner with Ripple. Citibank extends partnership with Ripple powered by Volante's Volpay. That is past dated information. But if we come down here paying attention to key details, the US market is reducing its settlement time cycle from T+2 to T+1. At the same time, Canada and certain Latin American markets with securities cross-listed in the US are following the same trajectory. In August of 2022, the DTCC and CYPRX, I'd like to take a pause real fast and just remind you all that the DTCC was labeled right above Ripple on the high-level advisory group for the IMF. And this continues to read, and the ICI developed playbooks and functional documentation for each intermediary to perform scope analysis and implementation framework guidance. Down here at the bottom, it says, at present, the recommended CYPRX, this is going to be important, compliance date for T+1 settlement is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, immediately after the 2024 Labor Day weekend. We already know that Citibank is indirectly partnered with Ripple. Now, who is the CYPRX and why do they play an important role in me mentioning this to you all? If we come over here to a CYPRX PDF, before we get into that, the CYPRX is a Securities and Industry Financial Markets Association. Well, on the CYPRX.org PDF, it says right here, overview of virtual currencies. Virtual currencies that are convertible and non-centralized, most commonly referred to as cryptocurrencies, and the most popular virtual currencies being Bitcoin and Ripple. Interesting how it's all connected. We come back over here again. This is from the CYPRX saying that Ripple is a virtual currency and non-centralized. And it says right here, at present, the recommended CYPRX compliance date for T+1 settlement is the 3rd of September, 2024 on a document from Citibank, who is indirectly partnered with Ripple. This is a very interesting PDF and find that I thought that I'd share with you all. Now we're going to go further down the rabbit hole. I have another PDF from Citibank for you all, Citibank GPS Global Perspectives and Solutions. This is the PDF talking about the bank of the future. And it says right here, Ripple has partnered with 75 banking clients to test the Ripple RTXP technology, including global banks like MUFG, RBC, Santander, Standard Chartered, Westpac, Credit Agricole, and Access Bank, to name a few. Most banks are, however, still internally testing the system before moving to commercial production. This sentence is extremely important because it proves the theories that we talk about here on the CYPRX YouTube channel, that these banking institutional giants are still testing this technology, ladies and gentlemen, okay? MoneyGram, a US-based money transfer company, also recently teamed up with Ripple to use XRP in its payments flows, enabling faster international transfers at reduced costs. We believe RTXP is unlikely to be a huge benefit to Tier 1 banks. This sentence also plays a massive role in what it is that I'm about to explain to you all, and large value payments. This is because the system would still have to rely on large banks to be connectors for high value payments, as they are the only players with liquidity. Having said that, it could benefit Tier 3 banks. So right here, they're saying that Ripple is most likely not right away going to benefit Tier 1 banks. It is most likely going to benefit at first Tier 3 banks, which have smaller transaction sizes at reduced longer settlement times in today's system. So why is this important? If we come over here, again, remember the Citibank document mentioning tier 3 banks, whom we know is indirectly partnered with Ripple. We come over here, the tier 3 investment banks, HSBC, PNB, whom we know are partnered with Ripple indirectly or directly. We come over here to an HSBC document just to show you that they are a tier 3 bank. HSBC is a market leader in the Asia Pacific region. This is a distributed ledger technology PDF from HSBC. If we go all the way up to the top of this, it reads distributed ledger technology in the capital markets. I've read this overview a little bit to you all before, but if we scroll down here where it mentions Ripple and XRP, it says, even more ambitiously, mutually operated ledgers could transform clearing settlement for over-the-counter securities and derivatives markets. In theory, tokenization, this word is going to play an important role in another document that I have to share with you all here in a second. Using tokens to represent legal titles of financial assets could enable distributed ledger technology to act as a trading venue, not just a settlement venue, to encourage fintechs with new services. France is one of the countries that now allow the use of distributed ledger technologies in unlisted securities, and it goes on. If we come over here, again, this is from HSBC. It says, payments, distributed ledger technology can streamline end-to-end value transfers, reducing costs, operational risks, and settlement periods. For example, Ripple's XRP ledger provides real-time cross-border settlements using tokens that represent central bank currencies. In foreign exchange, HSBC's FX Everywhere tool processed more than $3 million intercompany FX transactions, okay? $3 million, that was a test right there. And if we go back, remember, HSBC mentioning XRP on one of their PDFs is a tier 3 bank. If we go back to the PDF from Citibank, it says that they believe Ripple will most likely benefit at first the tier 3 banks. Pay attention, the devil's in the details. If we go back to this PDF, this document, it says when all of this T+1, T+0 settlement is going to be fully implemented, September 3rd, 2024, that's coming from the CYPRX, who mentioned Ripple as a virtual currency. Showing you all how deep this rabbit hole goes. It's very interesting. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are still here. Heading over to the next document before we go down the rabbit hole, let's jump into this one. It says relevance of on-chain asset tokenization. Remember, I said that this word is going to play an important key role later on. Well, here it is. In the crypto winter. So some interesting key highlights from this PDF. If we scroll down here to page 5, it says, however, despite the crash and the funding outlook, developer activity has continued to hold strong, indicating a resilient talent pool. Consequently, the capital-constrained environment would act as a forcing function to eventually channel capital to a talent pool to viable blockchain applications. Well, who are these viable blockchain application and projects? These projects should be able to demonstrate inherent value built atop a robust, scalable infrastructure and designed to enhance the traditional ecosystem versus trying to replace it. Now, we've also heard Brad Garlinghouse literally say on stage in front of a panel of banking individuals say that they're not trying to replace the current system. They're trying to enhance it. Specifically, those words, again, the devil's in the details. On-chain asset tokenization is one such blockchain-based application with the potential to dramatically unlock liquidity, access, and choice for multiple investment instruments at scale, especially for those assets that are traditionally illiquid, i.e. real estate, high-value art, public infrastructures, private equity, blah, 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 the tokenization of everything. Okay, you get the picture. Well, if we scroll down here where it mentions tokenization, another key highlight, it says, estate investment trust primary examples of illiquid assets include real estate, and it goes on. It talks about stocks, hedge funds, infrastructure projects, commodities, and alternative investment instruments, and how the total size of illiquid asset tokenization globally would be $16 trillion by 2030. That is massive. I think that they're underballing the global transition that we're about to experience. But again, the devil's in the details, reading you all these documents, giving you all futuristic dates to look forward to in the form of asset tokenization. This is not talking about the banking system. This is just talking about asset tokenization, okay? Why is asset tokenization important when it comes to Ripple? Well, if we come over here, we already know, scrolling up here to the top of the ripple.com website, evolving RippleNet for a tokenized future, this fundamental reads. Some key highlights, it says, with the increased adoption, there's a growing need for tokenization. There's that word again. The use of digital tokens to represent ownership of any type of asset on a blockchain Tokenization is transforming how people buy, sell, track, and manage assets. Everything from art, real estate, to intellectual property. Again, it mentions everything: equities, supply chain goods. In fact, the World Economic Forum projects 10% of the world's GDP to be tokenized by 2027. 10% of the world's GDP, I believe right now, is around $8 trillion. Just to put that into perspective for you all, which is half of what that previous document said about $16 trillion by 2030. With our years of experience working with financial institutions, that's Ripple's experience on using blockchain-based technologies, Ripple is uniquely positioned to partner with enterprises for that future. There's no question those who don't embrace these new technologies will be left behind. Interesting. Back to this PDF, okay? Why did I even pull up the Ripple website, and how are they connected? Well, if we scroll down here, this is where it talks about highly conservative forecast. A highly conservative forecast. This is going to blow your mind. Tokenization potential of $68 trillion by 2030. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And who other is mentioned in this PDF? Yours truly. Again, the Global Agenda Council by the World Economic Forum, whom in a previous video breakdown, I showed you all that Ripple was a part of the Global Future Council for Cryptocurrencies. We come down here. You cannot make this up. It says down here, range of tokenization players emerging, with most being asset agnostic. Tokenized players across asset categories, including, and then it names them. Well, right down here, you guys can see, it says Ethereum, Stellar, Ripple. I don't know these two, GoChain and EOS, but just paying attention, it says right here, Stellar and Ripple. Now, we already know in previous documents that I've shared with you all, the World Economic Forum and how Ripple is part of the Global Future Council of Cryptocurrencies. And it says right here, highly conservative forecast, tokenized potential of assets, $68 trillion by 2030, okay? Global Agenda Council, World Economic Forum, coming back to the ripple.com website, it says right here, the mention of the World Economic Forum projecting 10% of the world's GDP. You cannot sleep on these connections, ladies and gentlemen, okay? The global elites drop these gems and these PDFs and these fundamentals for you to read, but 95% of individuals do not take the time to read them. They would rather follow some moon boy drawing Fibonacci's on their charts that told everybody in 2022 to buy tops because they have a high Twitter or a high YouTube following. If you all are still here and you enjoyed this deep dive, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, showing you all the deep rabbit hole connections, how Ripple is going to play a massive role in the future tokenization of assets. You saw that document mention over $68 trillion in future asset tokenized potential. And it says right here, Ripple is uniquely positioned to partner with enterprises for that future. Blessings to you all. As always, this is not financial advice. Make sure that you all are doing your own research. Be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say